This weekend marks the kickoff of a series of art installations, music, and celebrations on Madison's east side. Hosted by Giant Jones Brewing, this third annual event celebrates the transgender community leading up to International Transgender Day of Visibility this Sunday. Jessica Jones is the owner of the trans-owned and operated brewery, which has been Madison's only organic brewery since 2013.
Being a trans woman out in a high-profile role, at least within the beer community, makes more space for people to be themselves in all sorts of ways. Specifically for trans people in a direct line, but when we create space that welcomes more people and more people are part of communities and conversations, that creates more space for everybody.
The original art pieces you see on the walls here are by trans painter Ray Senrigi and will continue to be on display tomorrow while the brewery hosts a market featuring trans business owners.